choosing the play?
Just a couple of questions. I'll start with a question, and maybe we'll have some other people ask questions. It's my understanding that after No Place had a successful run in New York, it toured all over the country, and that your father was, your family was connected with that tour. Your mother was the tour director, your father directed it, and that you traveled with the production very often.
I did.
You sort of grew up with the play. What are your memories of growing up with that play?
Well, he won the Pulitzer in 1970. I was 7. My father used to take me out for curtain calls. Yeah, so when I was little. And I toured with the play. I don't remember missing much school, but somehow I hung out with my mom, and I was behind, you know, backstage quite a bit, watching the actors put their makeup on, and I had the play memorized. At age 7, I knew I could quote the whole thing. Yeah, from watching it so many times. In fact, when we were first rehearsing, we were living in the basement of a hotel, and I have memories of lying in bed watching my father direct the actors in the play with the full set down in that basement. So it was a very exciting time, and my father was an incredible, incredible man. Yeah, I'm sorry. He passed away in 1995. He was 70. He lit up a room. And he loved me so much.
I know he said...
very dapper man with the cowboy boots, the cowboy hat. He was a real cowboy.
I know your father said in
an
87 LA Times interview, he said, certainly when I wrote No Place, I was very hostile. I was in a play in New York City, the original company of John Genet's The Blacks, and with all those actors.
Cicely Tyson, Maya Angelou, that toured Europe.
Right, and he said everyone was angry in the 60s, and all the writers of color reflected that, the anger of the civil rights movement. After Martin Luther King died, things just piddled away. It was very placid in the 70s, and then the conservatives came in the 80s, and in many ways we're right back where we were when we started the 60s. How do you think he would feel now about race relations in our country now?
That's a good question. I think that he felt before he passed away that there were race relations, that a lot of barriers have been broken, and that times have definitely changed. And he really was very pivotal in making it change. He had a theater company in Berkeley for a while where he was casting all sorts of people like Miss Julie. He was casting interracial actors.
He was a champion of non-traditional
Streetcar
casting.
Named Desire.
One of the first to do that.
Yeah, non-traditional casting. So I think that he really brought. He helped make that happen. The changes for race relations. I don't know about other countries. I'm not. I have a hard time when we talk about politics. I'm not going to get into that. Of course, in other countries.
The language in No Place is so rich and so full of life and behavior, and it reflects like beat poetry and jazz lingo and 60s slang and the rhetoric of the Black Panther movement. And Clifford Odets, who had a similar feel for vernacular, toured New York listening to the way people talked and writing it down. How do you think your father captured sort of the flow and rhythms of the speech in this play?
He did an amazing job. The play is like a song. It's like it flows. It has a beat all its own, and I think he did an amazing job with that, capturing a rhythm all its own. It's just the jukebox. I felt the jukebox was used a little too much. I wasn't sure about that, but I liked it. I liked some of the ways the jukebox was used.
Does anybody have any questions they'd like to ask?
his characters, which are so rich and so beautifully drawn, did he know people like this? Did he hang out with people?
Yeah, some of these characters were based on people he actually knew. He worked at a bar when he was writing the play, and some of the characters are based on that. But Johnny and Gabe are kind of, they're kind of my father's alter egos. Both of those characters, Johnny and Gabe, they represent the two different sides of my father. The one who believes you can sell papers and become president, and then the other one who's got the get-over mentality. So, it's,
I have a question. What made you decide to give the rights up for them to do the play this time?
I'm more than happy for people to do the play. Yeah, anytime, any day. Just, I think it should be done as much as possible.
Definitely.
And I also wrote the screenplay version of it too. I would like it to be a movie. We sent it to Spike Lee a few years ago. Spike didn't really do much follow-up. And I tried to get it to Oprah Winfrey, but she's got a lot of red tape around her ass. But yeah, there's a screenplay version too. So.
Mike used to bring his ass over here.
Yeah. We need to get a movie of this. We really do.
Does anybody else have a question they'd like to ask?
Or do you live in New York now?
I live in Kingston, upstate, near Woodstock.
Oh.
But I was born and raised in Manhattan. And we had property in Woodstock, New York, growing up. Yeah. Kingston is near Woodstock. Yeah.
Well, we hope you enjoyed the show.
Yeah. I know. One thing I was just, a little questioning about before I walked into the theater was, how the actors would be cast, and you all really look the part, which is very important to me, but not only did you look appropriate for each role, which is crucial. I mean, Gabe has to look like they're auditioning the white actors tomorrow. He has to have that questionable quality. But not only did you look the role, but all of you really shined in your characters, truly.
Well,
So it was
people
a
like you that give us this opportunity.
Yeah,
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming. Please tell your friends about the play. Oh, yes. And emails and everything.
Miss Raven!